Charlie Crawford, and today I'm here to introduce the WaterBoy watering systems. This is kind of an invention that Tom Nelson and I kind of came up with at the same time. We've kind of just been talking back and forth about how unhandy it is going down the road, as many rodeos as I go to and jackpots and as much ground as I cover, of how inconvenient it is trying to find water going up and down the roads, especially on 16, 30 some hour trips, even 8-hour trips, just trying to find water when you go to truck stops or even rodeos and stuff. And today I'm going to introduce you to the WaterBoy systems that Tom Nelson's put together, and just the convenience of it that I've found just in the month that I've had it in my trailer. The rodeos I've gone to is just the lines of waits that you know 20-30 minutes sitting around waiting for one spigot at the rodeos, to where unless I'm washing my horse off, I can load my horse up right as soon as I'm done roping, put him in the trailer, turn it on, they're getting water as I'm headed either home or back to wherever it is I'm staying, or do another rodeo. So the time factor there is just another thing that we didn't even consider. I've got one horse that's colicked on me a few times. I know this has to help with that, you know, for health issues, and just being able to go to rodeos and let your horse out after 6-7 hours and not having to go try to find water in the middle of the night at a truck stop, and just being able to walk them around, throw them back in the trailer, and head to the rodeo. Here's I just got back from a rodeo a couple days ago, and this is some of the inconvenience it might look like from the outside looking in, but one of the reasons that I like this even more is due to the fact that you're always going to have loose hay. You're always going to have some shavings in there from putting the hay back in the mangers, the dust that's in the hay. This is what I like that we never really considered, is how much easier it is to keep your mangers clean now with the WaterBoy watering system. For one, you can just scoop all this out, keep pushing it towards this back stall, and then you're always going to have some loose hay in here to where you can just clean this out. And you're always going to have a little bit of maintenance issues, which some people might think is unhandy. But for me, I like it because it gets a chance to keep the water clean and then keep my mangers clean. You know, when I grain my horses, I use a lot of supplements between lubricant and whatever else, you know, you might use to where it gets real wet. So then when you grain your horses, just all the stickiness that the lubricant or whatever supplement it is that you use will stick to the dust, and then after a while you got dirty mangers and, you know, the salmonella issues also. But this just keeps it cleaner, and most trailers right here have a drain valve here in the back, right here. So once you get your water all your hay and all stuff moved out here, every trailer generally has a drain valve right here. So just being able to clean this out, and all your water is going to run to the outside, helps keep my mangers clean. And as you can see how easy this is to work going down the road for horses. Just keeping it clean right here. Generally there ain't too much spillage. Every one of these waters has a shut-off valve, to where there might be some horses that like to sit there and play with it and make a mess and use all your water. You can shut that valve off. You can turn it on when he needs it, shut it off when he don't. But as far as spill, we haven't had a whole lot of spill. When it does, generally a lot of horses that I have like to dunk their hay anyway in water, which helps. Every vet that I've talked to has talked about how much easier that is for it to pass through, keep from compaction. This has just been something that we've thought about for years and couldn't figure out why no one would really install it. And Tom Nelson figured out a way to install it, and each day we keep learning more about it, and right now it's been the handiest thing I have in my entire trailer. For the combined time that it took just to clean these stalls was maybe 5 minutes, and it gets to where after a while I kind of enjoy it, just due to the fact that I like clean stuff. You know, I like when my mangers are all clean. You know, this didn't take no time at all. All the water got scooped out there, the old loose hay or grain, throw in there with the rest of the trailer that I clean out. You know, I've had problems this summer with one of my good horses, Patron, on colic, and I mentioned that earlier, but you know, just the thousands of dollars I used in vet bills. When I got to Reno this year, I roped on him that morning. It's an 8-hour trip from Prineville down there. when I got him out, he started colicking. Due to the fact that I know that when he didn't drink when I got done roping, and by the time 8 hours later I got there, I'm sure that was, you know, the main reason that he was having troubles. You know, so just the plain and simple of that would have already paid for probably dang near colic surgery or just a trip to the vet. Like I say, there's just, the more I use it, the more I like it. You know, there's drain valves on the bottom, so if it gets cold where you're at in the wintertime, you can drain all these out, keep your trailer from freezing. There's shut-off valves on each individual one. You know, my horses are the most important thing for me going down the road, other than tires, you know, that you can use. So being able to maintain them and keep them healthy and keep them safe is a big deal for me. And this is one of the best things that I've seen going down the road that really, truly helps keep them sound and healthy. You know, a guy can buy all the supplements he wants in the world, you know, between trying to keep your horses sound, butte, supplements, grain, you know, the best grains on the market, the best hay on the market. But some of the most important things just comes back to just pure natural water. You know, I mean, there's nothing around to it to where you can keep all these supplements in them, keep them sound and keep your horse feeling good. But this is something as natural as water sometimes has been the most avoided thing until now. You know, out here for what I do for a living, to keep the edge, you know, for roping out here on such a high level, you know, you have to have your horses maintained so much to where you got to have, you know, your lubricant, you got to have the best hay, you know, the best grain for the total equine, and some of the things that is the most natural for a horse is keeping them watered. You know, horses can go days without food, but they can't go very long without water. Due to the fact that I'm not saying I don't water my horses, but a lot of times when it's hot out, you either try to keep buckets in front of them, it's just inconvenient. This is already built in. The money that we spend trying to get the edge out there for every 1/10 of a second to be the best that we can be, to keep our horses working the best that they can work, feels like I got everything I need now. You know, I got the best hay, got the best feed. Now they got water in front of them every time they go, especially in the summertime when you jump in the trailer and trying to get to as many rodeos as you can within a short period of time. Sometimes time is a factor that you have to deal in, to where when you go to rodeos, now I've got the edge to where they got the best feed and now they're watered. And if you're wondering how these are installed, Tom puts in a drain valve right here at the bottom, to where you can open all these up. In the wintertime, if it gets cold, they're going to freeze, you can drain all these. And here's where every individual shutoff is for each manger, and where he keeps the system right here on the bottom where you can't even see where it's at. You know, I mean, this is as a convenience it is to where you don't even see it, nothing gets in the road, and just the easy, simple things of being able to run this line into your trailer, and it just plugs right into your water tank and works off that pump. So, you know, your cost is cut down quite a bit by just already the convenience of having that watering system in your trailer already. Just runs lines down here to where none of them are in your way, and just keeps it more convenient.